On the bow of the boat, we ended up using a Minnkota plug. This thing was an absolute bugger to get in. We were using 6 gauge wire in order to go from the back of the boat up here, and even with the 6 gauge adapter, it was horrible. We ended up giving up on the 6 gauge wire, and we did splice a very short lead of 8 gauge, I believe, or 10 gauge wire in order to get into the plug. We'd actually broken 2 of them in the process. On the back of the Minnkota plug, we ended up using a piece of this king starboard plastic as a backing. It seemed to work pretty well to give it a little bit more rigidity on the backside. I'll show you that in a moment. As you can see here, this is the back side of the Minnkota plug with our wires coming out, going in through that. There's that king starboard that worked on there. Hopefully, obvious word of warning, you will be installing a lot of this upside down, kind of ostriching, pretty much throughout the whole installation. Take frequent breaks, and Tylenol apparently helps. For the 202, we needed to make sure that we had the appropriate size wire in order to run throughout the boat. We really weren't sure how much length we were going to use, so we ended up going with 6 gauge wire, so not small at all. We ended up getting the marine battery cable, which is pre-tinned, so I would recommend that as well. If you do a better measuring job of yours, you might be able to get a smaller gauge. That might be helpful. The corrugated tubing is what we added in order to kind of protect the cable as it's going through and routing on the port side, so you can kind of see that going down there. This, as you can see, has been the typical mode for Gary most of the time. Head down, butt up. I will not show you that part. We purchased a precision charger from Minnkota, and this will be able to charge both of our 12-volt batteries because we did get the Ultera 80, which is a 24-volt system. But with this one, we can charge both of those batteries just to plug in. Next to our battery on the boat, on the starboard side, this is behind, this is the main helm. So we're back here. That empty space is where our regular battery is. We just have it out right now as we're installing this. Right aft of it is the precision charger. So fairly straightforward installation on this side. You can see that the wires are kind of coming down. I'll see if I can try to show you. We've got them routed along this edge. And then on the other side, I will show you, and I'll have to get to the other side, but on that other side where they turn left is where the batteries are. Okay, so I'm on the port side, just behind all the seats here. We took out the storage thing, and are getting down in here. I'm gonna slowly show you here. So that is the corrugated tube that has the battery plus and minus from the Minnkota on the front, and so it's coming back here and is being routed to our 2 batteries. So let me see if I can get that out here. So we've got 2 batteries, both in series. We do have the 60 amp breaker in there on the high side of the battery. So just to make sure we have the jumper across these 2 batteries. This side has the negative. You jump around, and then you have the positive wire going to the battery, or going to the Minnkota, I should say.